Hey guys, this is Panda in response to Poejoe's video. Now, what Poejoe said about people being more compassionate, well, yes, compassion is often a good thing. I don't think everyone should be out to get everyone else, but at the same time, I don't think everyone should be completely compassionate and altruistic. Because what happens then is that a country basically gets screwed in a sense, because if everyone's completely altruistic, then everyone's trying to give, they don't want. So if I'm a business owner, for example, I'm going to take all my profit and then funnel that back to people who have less money than me because I'm compassionate. I want to give, not take. So what happens is the business never expands. The business stays as it is. So the end result of that is that, economies are getting stalled or even going backwards because these industries aren't developing. So that's why the problem I find with being compassionate. I know you're not saying we should be compassionate in the extreme, but at the same time it has its drawbacks. Also what you said about 30 billion a year to stop hunger, I think, great idea. Ideally we should just do that, but the problem is, we need to be able to help these people fend for themselves. I mean, if we just throw food at them, they become dependent on us. So essentially it's our burden to feed them. Now, I don't think there's anything essentially wrong with that. Well, in some cases there are things wrong with that, I'll discuss that later, but I don't think it's wrong to just help them out after we've kind of exploited them for years and years. The problem is that when we have our own problems, such as rising oceans and the changing temperatures, we have our own problems to deal with. So what happens when we can't give them food? They're in a worse position than they were because everything they have is from us. So what we need to do is put in long-term projects and help them reverse effects of things like in Africa, desertification, where their land is becoming unusable. We need to help them reverse that, or at least limit it. We need to help them grow their own crops and help them develop their own industries before we even think about just giving them aid. Now, yes, in case like tsunami or natural disasters or earthquake in Haiti, yes, give them short-term aid and then long-term aid to help them develop afterwards. There's also a problem I have with aid is that if we just completely get rid of hunger, we're also helping those people who are in dictatorships, and that's helping kind of validate and prop up that dictatorship in a sense. Let's take the extreme example of North Korea. In North Korea, people are starving because after Soviet Union collapsed, they didn't get food anymore for the special prices that they got off the Soviets. Now, what happened was the farming industry basically imploded, and now everyone except people in Pyongyang, the capital, are basically starving and eating whatever they can get their hands on. The problem is, if we start giving them food aid, that makes it look like we're supporting Kim Jong-il's dictatorship, which we can't do because what he does, some of the things he do are absolutely horrible and against basic human rights. But if we don't give them aid, then that's kind of morally wrong because we're letting them starve just to have an end political goal, which I think is also wrong. So we need to find a balance here between what should be done ideally and what should be done practically, as I mentioned in my first video. Now, we have to have ideals are nice and all, but we need to be pragmatists in terms of what we actually do. So, if we're going to give aid, we can't be propping up dictatorships, but at the same time we can't let them starve just because they're in dictatorships that mismanage the economy. So basically those are my 2 cents on the topic of being compassionate and giving aid. I think there are flaws, but at the same time there is a way around those flaws.